What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. It is the 16th day of May, and here we are at about $414 with roughly 11 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Shout out to the Bitcoin Cash podcast and anybody and everybody who went to the Bliss event. I definitely would have loved to go. I want to go at some point. I will probably make it next year. No promises, but I did just get back from vacation, so just timing wise, it didn't work out. I guess I could have extended the vacation another week or something, but it wouldn't have worked out. Anyways, enough excuses. Let's talk about what's going on. The Layla upgrade has happened, and it is the network's annual May upgrade. Typically happens around Bliss or maybe at Bliss. I don't know. It was an upgrade. It was a general consensus upgrade, or like a complete majority consensus upgrade with no contention. What happened in this update is that there are added bounded looping operations, which prevents limitless loops that can run forever. So now there are limited loops that can't run forever and cause denial of service issues. Functions, bitwise operations, pay to script. You can read all this if you want to. I'm not even fully aware what all of it means, to be completely fair, but I know that it's an update. I know that the people who do know what it means, they're putting it in there for a reason. And if I really wanted to, if you really want to look into what the definitions of this means, then you can, or if it just makes sense to you, you can look that up. Right, some of this stuff goes right over my head, but why it matters. My voice is gone, guys, so I still have a little bit of a cackling there, crackling frog voice. I don't know. Complex smart contracts in DeFi become practical on BCH for the first time at scale. Think real chain logic without Ethereum style gas fees. Code comprehension and efficiency. Contracts that used to be huge and expensive can now be much smaller and cheaper. Quantum resistant features are enabled. Yes, Bitcoin Cash is quantum resistant, or at least there are quantum resistant features, and that is only going to be ramped up as time goes on. It continues BCH's long-term goal of being the best electronic cash system, fast, cheap, and now far more programmable, which is good. That's good if you want to entice developers and this is a good time to do that, because there's a lot of infighting with the Bitcoin core community. I was looking at again, shout out to Bitcoin Cash podcast. I was looking at a post that they made yesterday. I don't want to go through it now, actually, but somebody from the Bitcoin core community was talking about something in a negative light, and then they posted that meme where this guy's like that, and he's got the vein popping out of his head. He's like, his brain's about to break, and it said, Bitcoin Max, he's trying not to recreate Bitcoin Cash. It's just funny because, yeah, the comment was on a post about making block sizes bigger, which is the whole reason why, really, and it's not the whole reason, but it's a large chunk of why Bitcoin Cash came into creation in the first place, or why it forked, I should say. Anyways, you guys all know this stuff. This isn't new. A little bit of history for people who don't know, in case, but really just the mad ramblings of a man who should be sticking to the price action and talking about things that he knows more about than less about. But still, I think this stuff's important. I think that is it still there? Yeah, I think this stuff's important. It's important to note. It's an update, and yeah, everything went smoothly as far as I know. The update went live smoothly yesterday. Nodes upgraded without issues, and the network is stable. Yeah, cool. Bitcoin Cash, $414, 11 hours and 8 minutes left in the day. Let's get to it. 1 hour time frame here. I'm sure somebody in the comments will even provide further education. Maybe, I don't know. Things are kind of dead in crypto right now, guys. Especially on a day where everything's dropping. People don't like to come out and talk. But 1 hour time frame. Come on. RSI looks terrible. Looks absolutely terrible. We're getting oversold, consistently oversold, not getting overbought at all. Terrible. Very bad. Picking up volume as you're moving lower. Not good. Not ideal. Not what you want to see. Stochastics are bad. MACD is bad. It's all bad. It's not good. All the good things aside from the fundamentals, the price action is not reflecting well. And that's probably because of Bitcoin and the rest of the market taking a turn. The 4-hour RSI was taking on a bit of a bullish shape, but now here we are bearish. When we were getting overbought, we were not going anywhere. We were just staying at the same relative areas. We're getting oversold. We're barely even oversold, and we're actually making strides down. So overall, we are in a bearish environment. Not a whole lot of volume is building, but it is building as we're dropping lower. Okay, it is the weekend. Don't be surprised if we get some type of volatility going into the week, because weekend dumps typically do provide volatility going into the beginning of the following week. But I do think that this could be the marker, the beginning of the next phase lower, which is something I was hoping we would avoid. I was giving this a little bit of hope as far as recovery goes a couple days ago, but I don't know, man. That was whenever I thought Bitcoin might push a little bit higher than this here, and Bitcoin Cash might get a bump off of that. But now we're seeing lower lows. The thought process here is the same as it's been. As long as we're not closing below this trend line, come on now. As long as we're not closing below here, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that we don't go all the way down to these levels. But if we start closing below here, we get below $400, we get below like $390. It's very likely that we'll see prices below $300 at some point later in 2026. I would guess Q3 or Q4. And from this perspective, that's sad, because you take this overall, right? You had this little springboard that should have launched, but it looks like we're obese and the springs have given way. Potentially, we might be seeing that now. It's sad, but in this kind of phase overall, we would still be coming down to find support likely at the lower ends. Even if we saw a slightly lower low, even if we see a slightly higher low, even if it's directly tit for tat with this most prior low here at $250. Somewhere down there, likely this will lead to a breakout. We look at this overall for what it is, these lower highs coming in, and this, even if we come back below this line, this overall box is still bullish and has bullish implications for the future. Okay, something else we haven't talked about in a while, but we should talk about a little bit more regularly, is the Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin chart, price chart, the BCH BTC price chart. BCH BTC was on a tear, man. From February 2025 to February 2026, it was on a straight tear. It did really well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-legged move up. But now we're correcting. We are correcting. And I think we're in the middle of a 1, 2, 3 correction, which will likely give us a higher low at some point. Maybe we move up here. Maybe we drop less than Bitcoin. This is that scenario where Bitcoin could drop lower and Bitcoin Cash still holds this line through some miracle. We still hold this line and we don't go too much lower at all. Sure, maybe we see BCH versus BTC increase a little bit. I don't believe that this is just going to be one straight shot down, but it could. We've seen that before. It could. But I would think that there will be some type of volatility soon. Probably not right here. But if we were to see some volatility up here, that might be explained by Bitcoin dropping and Bitcoin Cash not dropping as much. That's all I'm trying to explain there. I don't believe that we're going to see lower lows. And if we zoom out here, what we're looking at, really, it seems to be this long, rounded bottom procedure. And we can go lower. Hell, we could even go very, very near these lows and still have this. I can't draw, man. I can draw. I just having a hard time doing it. Yeah, rounded bottom. You can see it. I don't need to connect the dots. You can see it. But for people who are visually inept, there you go. We might find support down there, something like that. Rounded bottom procedure. This typically shows, and it is showing, accumulation. We're seeing accumulation. Bitcoin Cash for a year, you guys, was outperforming Bitcoin. Even while Bitcoin was in a bull market, let alone whenever it started its bear market. Bitcoin started its bear market back here, guys, right here. And Bitcoin Cash still outperformed it for months, outperformed the average altcoin for months. Okay, as far as the bear market goes, Bitcoin Cash is technically not even in a bear market. You look at the charts, technically not. I mean, maybe it's overall life, but right now we're in a crab market. We're moving sideways, which crab is better than bear. Maybe not to some people. It's a little bit more boring, but with this rounded bottom, it can take time. It can take a lot of time. And as time goes on, the reason why rounded bottoms are bullish is because you kill off the bearish momentum, you stop selling off, you accumulate, and then through that accumulation, through that slow rounding of the pattern, you really start to form parabolic structure. And in crypto, everybody says parabolic as if it means this, right? Bitcoin's going parabolic. This is not parabolic. This is not parabolic at all. None of this. This is not parabolic. This is not parabolic. None of this is parabolic. Okay? Parabolic is this. Let's see. Where are we? Yeah, I mean this is probably closer to parabolic right here. Yeah, look, long term. That's parabolic behavior. If it'll load. Oh, I'm on the daily time frame. I'm like, why is this taking so long? Why am I having to go back? This is parabolic behavior. And you can kind of see it, right? Curving. Other than the COVID crash, you have this curve. If you acted like this didn't exist, right? And it really shouldn't. It was a black swan event. You do have this nice curve, this parabolic nature overall. This is parabolic, okay? We're seeing it now with Bitcoin Cash versus BTC. This is parabolic behavior, and this is on the weekly time frame. That's why I thought I was on the weekly time frame with the BTC chart. As time goes on, as the years go on, we should see some impressive behavior from Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin itself will likely grow in value too. So as this chart is growing, if BTC's price is higher, that only means Bitcoin Cash's price is going to have a added multiple to that, an added percentage to that, whatever that is. Like 1% of 78,000 is less than 1% of 100,000, 1% of a million, right? And as time goes on, we're having the right trajectory to build here. Anyways, enough beating around the bush, enough rambling. The long-term prospects are very promising with Bitcoin Cash. The community's tight. The community's awesome, right? This fork, I had to make sure I was like, what's it's a hard fork. I hear hard fork and I think split, but there was no contestation. There was no contention on this hard fork at all. It was a hard fork, but everybody in the community, it was like a unanimous decision. So there's no split in the network because the network agrees, which is good. Which again, just that really shows community consensus, which is good. That's basically the opposite of what Bitcoin has right now. That's why there's going to be a hard fork in August for Bitcoin. They're making eCash. We got Bcash and eCash. That's $414 now. Likely going to go lower. I do believe we're going to see prices below $300 by the end of this year. I don't believe that what we're going to see is a sudden just drop down like this. I don't think that's going to happen, though we have seen fast movements before. We have been moving sideways for some time. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a sudden shift that did take us well below $400. There is still hope. There is still hope. We do have very serious support coming in from this trend line, from this lower high, lower low trend line. We do, but with this overall range looking like it's about to give way, I mean, for what it's worth, this does to me, and it has for a second, looked like a diamond top pattern. If it is a diamond top, it looks like a diamond top. The way that you measure this, you take the low to the high. Come on now. Is that the low? That's the low. I guess the low would technically be over here. Low to high. You put it at the breakout. Your measure move would be $287. And maybe this does happen fast. Maybe that measure move happens very fast and we see this low happen in June or July. But if that does happen, we'll probably consolidate for a while, slowly build our way up, and we might bottom out before Bitcoin. Did we do that last cycle? We found our low around the same time as Bitcoin. Though we got to our low area, if you look at this, where we crashed, we got to our low area well before Bitcoin did. Bitcoin didn't get to its low until here, and that was technically Bitcoin Cash's low. But what if that's what we see here? What if we break out and then again we're just low and slow like this? We see a slightly lower low, whatever, when Bitcoin sees its low and then move up. I hope I've given you guys some things to think about. I'm not saying that our bear market bottom will look exactly like this. Again, I don't even know if we're in a bear market. I don't know how it's going to look, but I do assume one way or another we're going to break out and we will move down to this area here. If I had to guess, the initial shift will be fast. I would at least expect prices to go, anywhere from like $50 to $100 lower than they are now. Probably over the next 60 days, if not even over the next 30 days. It could be even less time than that. But as far as the actual low goes, that might be months away. We'll be very close to it after this shift, but I think we'll have more time. More time to accumulate, more time to get things right financially. Prepare for the worst, prepare for the best, because I could be wrong. You never know. This is why, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't care how low it drops. I'm not selling my Bitcoin Cash. I will only buy more if it comes down here. My average price that I bought in at was like, what was it, 230? I want to say. Maybe it was, yeah, I want to say 230 because I bought on this low here. We went really heavy in on this low early in the cycle. Everybody was telling me to buy here, and I'm like, no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till here. Bought here, had some orders layered out below these lows, had to close those and buy more. And I bought more at the tops, and I bought more at the lows here as well. But I want to say that my average is somewhere, maybe it's 260. 260 something. It might be I think it is 260 something actually. Anyways, I'll buy more around my average. And if it goes lower than that, I'll probably be fully deployed, so I won't have more to buy. But I will just hold through that and wait for the inevitable. I've got nothing else to say, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. I could be wrong. You never know. This is a diamond top pattern. We can break out to the upside. It can happen. But with how Bitcoin's performing, how the rest of the market's performing, I have my reservations. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.